Surviving in the Arctic 40,000 years ago. CGI of glaciers covering the land, mammoths crossing tundra, hunters walking against wind. 40,000 years ago, the world was colder, drier, and wilder than anything we know today. This was the Upper Paleolithic, deep in the last ice age, when much of the Arctic was locked in an endless winter. Yet, astonishingly, humans were already here. They hunted mammoths, built shelters from bones and hides, and crossed frozen landscapes where survival meant constant adaptation. This is the story of how our ancestors survived in the Arctic 40,000 years ago. A tale of endurance, ingenuity, and the human will to push beyond the edge of the world. The environment, a world of ice and wind. Frozen rivers, endless tundra, ice sheets glinting under pale sun. The Arctic 40,000 years ago was colder than today by several degrees, but more importantly, unpredictable. Ice sheets covered much of Canada, Greenland, and northern Europe. Siberia, Alaska, and parts of the Arctic coast were open tundra, treeless, windswept plains where only the toughest plants grew, moss, sedge, and low willow shrubs. Temperatures could plunge to 50 degrees C, with winds driving snow across the land. And yet, these harsh lands were alive, teeming with Ice Age megafauna. Woolly mammoth, woolly rhinoceros, steppe bison, wild horses, reindeer, predators like cave lions and Arctic wolf. For humans, these animals were not just prey. They were partners in survival, providing meat, hides, bones, and sinew. Archaeologists believe that the Arctic 40,000 years ago was home to modern humans, Homo sapiens, but also to some of the last Neanderthal populations in slightly warmer southern zones. These were hunter-gatherer nomads. They moved seasonally, following herds and using knowledge of the land to survive. Evidence from Siberia, sites like Yana RHS, north of the Arctic Circle, shows that humans were here at least 32,000 years ago, possibly earlier. They made tools from stone, ivory, and bone, decorated objects with carvings, and crafted clothing from fur. Survival required deep environmental knowledge, where rivers froze late, where animals crossed, and how to predict storms from subtle signs in the clouds. Shelter, homes from bones and ice. CGI reconstruction of mammoth-bone houses, hides stretched over frames, snowdrift shelters. Without wood for building, Ice Age Arctic people turned to the most abundant materials: animal bones, hides, and snow. Mammoth-bone houses, found in Ukraine and Russia, were made from massive tusks and limb bones, lashed together and covered with hides. Insulating layers of snow and earth were piled on top. Smaller hunting shelters were made from hides stretched over reindeer antler frames. In extreme blizzards, snow caves or igloo-like domes made from compacted snow were life-saving temporary refuges. These structures were not primitive. They were engineered microclimates designed to trap heat and resist wind. Clothing, Ice Age survival gear. Detailed fur parkas, mittens, boots, early sewing tools. Clothing was critical for survival. Without it, frostbite could kill in minutes. Ice Age people crafted garments from reindeer, mammoth, bison, and fox furs, layering skins for maximum insulation. Caribou hide, like today's Inuit still use, provided the best warmth because of its hollow hairs. Sewing tools from bone needles show advanced tailoring, fitted hoods, mittens, boots, and double-layered parkas. Footwear was lined with grass for insulation, similar to Arctic techniques still used today. Every item was designed to conserve heat, resist wind, and remain functional during hunting and travel. Food. Hunting the giant's mammoth hunts, reindeer herds, fishing in summer streams, meat and fat were the main fuel for Ice Age survival. Hunters tracked mammoths for months, driving them into traps or ambush points. Reindeer and bison were hunted during seasonal migrations, their meat dried or frozen for storage. Fat was essential, both for calories and as fuel for lamps. Even bone marrow was extracted and eaten. Fishing provided summer protein, while birds' eggs and seasonal berries added variety. Nothing was wasted. Sinew for sewing, bones for tools, hides for clothing, and fat for heat. Tools and technology, craft of the hunters. Stone blades, spear points, ivory carvings. Ice Age Arctic people mastered stone knapping to make razor-sharp blades, spear tips, and scrapers. Spears were tipped with stone or ivory and often used with spear throwers, atlatls, for greater force. Harpoons with detachable heads were used for fishing and marine hunting. Life in the Arctic wasn't just about enduring, it was about belonging. Inuit elders today, scientists studying Ice Age artifacts, The ingenuity of people who lived in the Arctic 40,000 years ago still inspires us. Modern Arctic survival, from Inuit hunters to Siberian herders, is built on the same principles. The Arctic is a place where nature tests every living thing, and only those who adapt endure.